Hello, welcome to Grandpa's Workshop. I'm Loz, and as always you're welcome in my workshop. I'm a little overdue for a Sunday update, a waffle if you will, mainly because it's a Monday. So let's get into it after this. Right, where am I up to? Right, I've finished off the dry lining of the bottom half of the garage with the OSB sheets. I don't know how much I'm going to show you because I'm going to try and keep it short this week. To sum up, I'm back to more or less the situation I was at the start of the year, so January, February, March, April. 5 months in and I'm back to square one, but I've got that finished for the dry lining, the object of which is to make it look prettier than just a 4.5 inch thick brick wall, and have it finished off in timber. And because of the price of the Baltic birch at this end, I can't afford that, so it's OSB, and I like the look of OSB, so it's the OSB fixed drill through plugs into the wall with a thin sheet of the foil faced bubble wrap, just in order to give it a vapour barrier and a modicum of insulation and to make it look nice. I don't know how much I'm going to piece in on the update. There's a frieze down both sides that is not finished, and that's there because the 4 foot depth of the OSB didn't quite come all the way down to the horizontal ducting for the wiring for the plug sockets. When I had it done 3 or 4 years ago with a mate of a mate, I didn't specifically indicate where I wanted the down runs, and he put it that instead of doing the down runs on the buttresses where the sockets are, he did them down at the other end and across the walls. Anyway, I'm over speaking on that. So the frieze is going in to make it look prettier. The frieze is in on one side, but because of the clips on the cast iron pipe being a funny shape, I've made a mess and it isn't up to my OCD standards, so I'm going to do that side again. So 2 strips for that. That's finished off. I'll show you very quickly. So it's now, I've got the table at this end, the Showbird workbench, which I still love. A gap down the middle, I've got the Axminster table saw and the 2-end router table back in the positions they were originally down that side, but I've taken the left hand side table saw extension off because of the future changes I'm doing on the table saw. The Record Power Sabre 350 is up on my left in front of the window. I still love that, it's brilliant. The only criticism I would add, I could have saved a bit of money by just getting the bog standard 350, which is a bit cheaper, and then a cheaper stand. I'm finding the pressed metal stand for the Sabre puts the table height a little high for short house here, and I'm sort of doing this when I wanted to do that. Otherwise, I love that saw, and I'm going to be doing bandsaw box projects on it later on in the year. On this side, and I'll show you, it's got my portable MFT table I've made up myself using MDF and timber CLS edging, stood on the Stanley Junior sawhorses. The idea is it's portable. Well, the actual tabletop is too heavy for me because I'm old and weak and feeble, because I use 2 layers of 18mm MDF, which makes it a bit heavy to lift and manoeuvre. I've still got to drill the 20mm holes in that using the Axminster path guide system, and I'll show that. That'll give me a finished MFT table for the summer. And at the bottom end is my little 3 foot by 2 foot trolley that I made up to take all my benchtop power tools, and I'll show you that. It's got the little Silverline jointer, It's got the disc and belt sander on the other end, and in between I've got two sets of grinding wheels, one of which has the Lanisher belt on it, and somewhere in one of my drawers I've got the different types of wheel, so I can do some refurbishment on it. And underneath I've got the cheap Parkside fret saw, and I've got a thickness of planer, so that gives me a nice trolley I can move out depending on which piece of kit I want to use, and the planer comes out and sits on top of the MFT table. All of that is subject to review, because the plans, once I get out of just tidying up the garage, is I'm going to go back to how I was 2 or 3 years ago, where I have a Franken bench with the router table and the table saw all in one, and you'll see that develop over the summer. Once I have that, I want to put another assembly table alongside of that, which will replace these two, and depending on how wide the whole thing is, you'll see as we go along, possibly down the middle with the walking round. The next job is tidying up behind myself this bench with the miter saw, the lathe, the bench top pillar drill, and the sharpening wheels on the wall. That's all going to be tidied up. That'll possibly be the next one. So I'm going to keep it short. Things have been going slow because we're still in the middle of Nana Sue's rehab. She's getting a little bit stronger, but also she's getting a little bit more independent. So she's taken up boxercise now. Yep, she had 3 rounds with the floor last week, and it gave her a shiner because she went unsupervised for half an hour. So that's limiting my time. Anyway, I'm not complaining. She's lovely. Right. That's it for now. I hope you've had a good bank holiday weekend. Sorry this is a bit late because we've been glued to the set for the pomp and ceremony, such as it was. It's alright. I like a bit of a military band. Right, here we go. Thanks for tuning in. I always appreciate it. Tell us what you're doing in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.